good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request the cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Preventing racial or sexist comments or intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated in our grounds for rules from this like competitions. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages is strictly prohibited. Thank you. USA South Athletic Conference matchup featuring the visiting Ferrum Panthers and your William Peace Pacers. Prior to today's game, we'd like to honor one player of the William Peace women's basketball team who on her senior day. Ladies and gentlemen, Daisy Cheatham, who is being escorted to the center of the court by her mother, Sandra Harbin. Daisy has been a member of the William Peace University women's basketball team for 4 years. While majoring in psychology, Daisy plans to continue working in the fields of sports and athletics as she aspires to become a sports psychologist. While coaches typically focus on the physical side of their sport, sports psychologists focus on the mentality and overall performance, which is just as important. Daisy leaves her team with this. To my teammates and those of you with more time here, I urge you to remember why you play. Play for yourself, this program, your teammates, and those who support you. That determination and perseverance through adversity we've experienced this year are the skills that will stay with you all your life. So use it to your advantage. To my family, my motivators, and encouragers, thank you for building my character and being a great support system in all of my choices. To my coaches, thank you for everything you've done for me in my years as an athlete. Alongside the help of my team, I've become a more expressive individual. I appreciate your support and encouragement throughout the season. Lastly, in the famous words of Daisy, let's get it. Let's give a round of applause for Daisy Cheatham. And now at this time, we'd like to ask everyone to please rise, remove your caps, and face a flag as you're on the country with the playing of our national anthem. Now let's meet today's starting lineups. First for the Panthers. Showing freshman guard number 10, Alexis Mitchell.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Pacers Sports Network. This is USA South women's basketball. It's senior day here in Raleigh as the Pacers, prior to tip, just honored their lone senior on the team, Daisy Cheatham. They call her Daisy, a Raleigh, North Carolina product, Needham Broughton High School, playing her last game as a Pacer, as William Peace with the heartbreaking last-second loss to their crosstown rival, the Meredith College Avenging Angels, last week. Out of playoff contention or postseason contention as they face Ferrum, the Panthers today, well in the conversation in the USA South playoff contention. 15-9 overall, 13 wins, 2 losses only in USA South play. Brian Harvey in his 13th year at the helm for the Panthers has them playing very, very well this season. Just a few seasons ago, brought Ferrum to its first national ranking ever, as they will start a very experienced lineup, but one freshman, Alexis Mitchell of Martinsville, Virginia, in the backcourt. Brooke Lewis, the senior, Zarkia Maddox, the senior and reigning USA South Conference Player of the Week from Rocky Mount, Maggie Self, a junior, and then Aaron March, the senior as well. The five taking the floor to begin things for the Pacers will be Cheatham, the lone senior, Shania Taylor, and Deja Umstead, the freshman, and then a couple of sophomores, Jade Grant, Michaela Ray, who will be at center court, and jumping things up with Maddox, as the Pacers will be shooting on the basket to my left, Ferrum to the right. Pacers in their light gray with white and black. Ferrum donning its black uniforms, gray and white trim. Ray wins the tip, smacks it backward, and it's reeled in by Deja Umstead to start the offense for the Pacers. Back to Shania Taylor, a dribble through her legs as she surveys the floor. Chest pass left. Grant dribbles inside to the elbow and hands to Cheatham outside. Jab step to the left, driving right side. Kicks out to Umstead, but it's knocked away and stolen. That's Zarkia Maddox. Pro hop in transition. She has it knocked away by Michaela Ray, and it's stolen by Shania Taylor. Pass up the floor. Take it away at midcourt. Back to Ferrum it goes. Maggie Self with it on the right wing, and she gets it back up top to run the offense. Self swinging around. They go to Maddox on the left side. Underneath, Aaron March receives a pass on the left side of the lane. One dribble and banks it in on the right for the first points of the contest. 2-0. Ferrum with the lead right at a minute in here in Raleigh. Umstead into the front court. Pass to the left side. Cheatham dribbles inside the three-point line and buries the 15-foot jumper. Ties us up, 2 points apiece. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first quarter as a pass sent immediately to the right wing to Maddox and a whistle off the ball. And it's called against Shania Taylor off the ball. And ball will remain with Ferrum, not underneath their own basket, but the inbound pass being walked just in front of the Pacers bench. Mitchell sends in the inbound pass, finds Maddox in the right corner, high key. They swing outside, left corner. Maggie Self thought about a three. They go back inside, out to the right wing, pump fake, and a three from Maddox is off the back of the iron, and the board pulled in by Ray. Quickly forwards, a pass ahead to Grant, then to Taylor, and an easy lay-in for two in transition. A basket for the Pacers and a timeout called by Ferrum and Coach Brian Harvey. 8 minutes, 18 seconds remaining. As it's 4-2, William Peace following the Shania Taylor layup. Pacers, 2 field goals. They've hit both that they've attempted. It'll be March and Mitchell in the backcourt to bring things forward for Ferrum. 8 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Mitchell into the front court. Fakes a pass left, goes right to Maddox. Into the corner. Back up to Maddox at the right wing. Not a lot of movement from the Ferrum offense as they swing it around the perimeter. Finally to the left corner. Self tries a three, misses long, but Maddox with the rebound at the top of the key. One dribble and goes up with Michaela Ray, her defender, as it funnels through to tie us in at 4 points apiece. 7:48 remaining in the first quarter. Umstead with a chest pass for the Pacers. And a handoff to Jade Grant at the top of the key. Dribbles through her legs. Sends up the 17-footer and buries it nothing but net. Jade Grant giving the Pacers a 6-4 lead with 7.5 minutes left in the first. Maddox tries an overhead pass underneath. Instead, will go to the left corner where Brooke Lewis sends it back outside. Panthers patiently working it around the perimeter. Lewis now in the left corner. Looking over, dribbles into the lane, kicks right side, back up top of the key to Lewis into the left corner. Maddox penetrates this time, lost her handle, regains it and lays it up with her right, just barely misses the layup attempt, but a whistle and a foul. So Maddox will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 after the personal foul on Deja Cheatham. That's her first, team second on the Pacers, as the clock stops at 7:07 left in the first quarter. Maddox, their first free throw, buries it nothing but net. Mentioned the reigning USA South Player of the Week, averaged just over 28 points per game in 3 contests a week ago. Second rattles in and out, so the 66% free throw shooter goes 1 for 2 in that trip. And the Pacers, with a rebound, bring it down to the other side of the floor. Under 7 to play in the first. Pass received by Grant. Hands to Michaela Ray on the left wing, who penetrates, goes up top to Cheatham, whose three-point shot attempt is off the front of the rim and rebounded by the Panthers. That was Brooke Lewis, who quickly got the outlet pass forward to Maddox, who buries the 10-footer and gives Ferrum a 1-point lead, 7-6. Pacers waste no time going underneath, and as Ray received a pass, shuffled her feet, a little bit of a pro hop toward the basket, but commits the traveling violation and gives it back to the Panthers. 6:24 to play. They go underneath. Lewis, back to the basket. Kicks to the right corner. Maddox drives baseline and banks it in. Underneath a couple of Pacers defenders. 9-6 now the score in favor of Ferrum. 7 points now for Zarkia Maddox already. Grant picks up her dribble at the top of the key, sends up a shot from the free throw line. It misses off the back of the cylinder. Rebound goes down to Aaron March of the Panthers, and they quickly miss a shot on the other end. That was Maggie Self sending it from the right baseline all the way over the rim. Rebound goes down to Grant and the Pacers. Grant driving right side, floats it up from the block after getting by her defender. Misses off the front of the rim. Rebound down to Aaron March, but Grant with a couple of hands there to force a jump ball. It'll stay with Ferrum with 5:35 left to play in the first. Mitchell zips a pass to the left wing and back up top to Mitchell. Now to the right side, Ferrum goes on the wing. Maddox, entry pass into the lane. Lewis out to Self for 3. Nothing but net. That makes it 12-6. 5:15 remaining in the first. Ferrum with the early lead. Umstead calls directions, drives right side on this Ferrum defense. Crosses left and right. Had a wide open look, but misses it off the backboard, then the back of the iron. Boarded by Self, and the Panthers will go back to work. Maddox on the right wing, dribbles through her leg, driving right side. Goes up for the shot, but was met after a spin move by Michaela Ray to force the shared possession and a jump ball, which will give it back to the Pacers, who trail by 6, 12-6, 4 minutes, 54 seconds left in the first quarter, in this their last regular season game. Last game of the season. They've been knocked out of postseason contention. Pacers swing to the left side into the corner to Jade Grant. It goes back up top. Cheatham back to Grant. Dribbles underneath the defender, pulls up from the block, and it rolls in. 12-8, 4-point lead for Ferrum with 4:27 to play in the first. Maddox a pass to the elbow. Lewis pivots into the lane, back out to Maddox, wide open for the 3. She buries it. 15-8, Maddox becomes the first player to reach double figures already today. She has 10. And the Pacers trail by 7, 4:05 left in the first. Taylor gives to Grant at the top of the circle. Grant dribbles just inside the three-point line, dials one up, and it's off the front of the rim. Maddox pulls it down, wasting no time, makes her way to the other side of the floor. An entry pass underneath, bobbled out of bounds. Last touched by Maggie Self, who was the intended target, and gives it back to William Peace. 15-8, Ferrum with the lead. Pass inside. Ray back to the basket, dishes back outside to the senior Cheatham. Can't get the three-pointer to fall. It's short and rebounded by the Panthers. Aaron March reels it in. That's her third board of the contest. Pass underneath to March. She dribbled once and pivoted underneath the defender Ray, but commits the travel to turn it back over to William Peace with 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Umstead and Grant bring it up the floor for William Peace. Umstead a chest pass to Taylor to the right. Handoff after handoff at the top of the circle. Michaela Ray receives it on the left elbow, puts up the long two, and it's off the back of the rim, rebounded by Self, who had some momentum but is going to bridle the offense a little bit and hand to Mitchell to reset things. Maddox fakes a pass underneath, goes left corner. Three-point shot attempt misses long out of the hand of Brooke Lewis, and it's rebounded at the top of the key by Jade Grant. Pushing the tempo on the other end, Grant picks up her dribble just inside the three-point line. Overheads it back toward midcourt to Taylor to reset the offense. 2:38 to play in the first, 15-8 lead for Ferrum. William Peace swings over to the right side as Grant dribbles once, gives underneath. Ray with a scoop shot to the left side of the basket, banks it in for two. 15-10 now as the Pacers reach double figures with about 2:17 and ticking downward to play in the first. Self on the right wing, gives up top. Mitchell step in toward the basket to fake a drive. Maddox passes underneath, and a whistle blown before a shot attempt, I believe, by Aaron March. So the foul was on the floor. It's Deja Umstead's first personal foul, team third on the Pacers. As March sends up the first of what I imagine is two free throws, so it was awarded as a foul on the shot. First hits the left side of the rim and rolls in. A couple of substitutions for Ferrum as both Kelsey Mosley and Jesse O'Connor will check in. A couple of upperclassmen, Mosley a junior, O'Connor a senior. March goes 2 for 2 in that trip to the free throw line to make it 17-10, 2:03 left in the first. March an 82% free throw shooter, so that no surprise at all. Pacers go right wing to Michaela Ray. Penetration, kicks left to Umstead, who shuffled her feet before taking off toward the basket, and the travel gives it back to Ferrum with 1:53 left in the first. 7-point lead for the visiting Panthers. Alexis Mitchell enters the front court, gives right side to Mosley. They swing left to Maddox, where they've gone very often. Maddox dribbles to the top of the circle. Hands to Mitchell, whose three-point shot rolls off the backside of the rim, rebounded strongly by Aaron March, and she clears it back out to reset. Mitchell, top of the circle. Chest pass, left wing. Maddox, pump fake, dribbles in to the elbow, puts it up the 15-footer. It's off the far side of the rim, but O'Connor this time with the offensive rebound for Ferrum. Underneath, March from block to O'Connor. The layup is too strong. It sails over the basket and rebounded by Ray. Gets it to Taylor. Back to Ray in transition. The foul, and it rolls in off the top of the glass. Michaela Ray with a chance for a three-point play, as the foul on Aaron March is her first, team first. And the Pacers bring it within 5. Ray's lone free throw misses off the left side of the rim and is boarded by O'Connor. So back to the Pacers it goes, or excuse me, the Panthers it goes. To Mosley on the right wing. Under a minute now in the first quarter. Maddox with the ball in her hands on the left. To Mosley in the right corner. Pump fake, drives, sends up a 10-footer, and it ricochets off the backboard past the rim. Board goes down to the Panthers. Maddox drives and kicks right side. Mosley's two-point shot attempt at the shot clock bounces off the front of the rim. Mitchell now with regaining possession, dribbles inside the lane and floats it over the arm of Ray. Nothing but net, 19-12. A 7-point lead for Ferrum as we've reached 15 seconds until the end of the first. Taylor hands to Jade Grant for the Pacers. Dribbles inside the three-point line, back out to Taylor. Shot clock turned off, 7 to shoot. Pass to the left wing, and Ray drives baseline. Stepping out of bounds, pleading her case that maybe there was a foul there. She was being trapped by two defenders. Ferrum with the inbound pass to March, cleared to Mitchell in the lane with just a few seconds on the clock, and Umstead is called for the personal foul. The whistle blown on the far side of the floor. Quick deliberation from the officials to figure out exactly how much time was left. But the foul on Umstead will stop the clock at 1.3 seconds. And it'll be on the floor, so an inbound pass for Ferrum. In to Maddox. Jumper banks it in as time expires in the first from the right side to make it 21-12. So a costly mistake to end quarter number one for the Pacers. They reach the first break down 9, 21-12. Ferrum with the lead early here at the Herm. 21-12 over your William Peace University Pacers. End of quarter one. The second coming up right after this on the Pacers Sports Network. We get the second quarter underway, another 10 minutes on the clock, 21-12 advantage for the Ferrum Panthers. As Zarkia Maddox, the reigning conference player of the week. Just as many points as the entire Pacers team in the first quarter. 12 points apiece for them. Panthers go to the left corner. Aaron March has it knocked away by Jade Grant. And an inbound pass on the way for Ferrum. Just a 9-second runoff for the first play of the second quarter. Inbound pass goes to Maddox on the wing. Down to March, spins left. Puts up the shot, couple of hands on it. I think Michaela Ray's going to get credit for the block. Pacers with it in transition. Cheatham for three from the left wing, and it falls through. 21-15, it's within 6 for the Pacers. As Cheatham now up to 5 points on the day. Ferrum goes to that left corner. March, a one-handed pass up top to Mosley. Back to the left wing. Maddox underneath to March. Has it knocked away and stolen by Grant. It was falling out of bounds. Grant had to save it and shove the ball back inbounds to teammate Deja Umstead. And Maddox was very aggressive trying to regain possession. Will commit the personal foul. Gives it back to William Peace. 9:10 to play in the first half. 21-15. Umstead into the front court. A chest pass to the left wing. Shania Taylor gets a screen right from Michaela Ray. Pick and roll. Ray goes up with it. And O'Connor, a brick wall, stops her right in her tracks to force the miss. Ferrum in transition now. Left block. March kicks out to the top of the key. Shot off the back of the rim by Mitchell, and it's boarded by Ray. Here come the Pacers. Ray dribbles right side. Pro hop at the block and banks it in for two. Took it all the way herself to make it 21-17. And just a 4-point lead for Ferrum now. 8:30 to play in the second. As Mitchell holds the ball at the top of the circle. Bounce pass underneath to O'Connor. Back up top to Mitchell. 12 on the shot clock. Mitchell swings left side. Mosley pump fakes. Tries to dribble to her left. Stopped in her tracks by Umstead. Maddox with it. Penetrates. Kicks out for three on the left wing. That's Mosley. It rattles in and out, but a putback good. As it was rebounded by Aaron March, her 7th of the day. And with the 2-point basket, she now has 6. And it's a 6-point advantage for Ferrum. 7:45 to play in the second. Cheatham step back on the 2 after receiving the handoff from Shania Taylor. Buries it nothing but net. 23-19 now the score. Ferrum ahead, 7:30 to play in the first half. Mosley on the left wing. Couple of dribbles, gives right side. Maddox to March in the corner, and again knocked away by Grant, stolen by Cheatham. Pacers now with possession as Cheatham gets it to the far sideline to Umstead. Hand off to Taylor on the wing. Cross from left to right. Nearly lost her footing, but hands to Michaela Ray. Back out to Taylor. From the wing for 3, it rattles in. 23-22. Just a 1-point deficit for the Pacers now as we tick under 7 minutes left in the first half. Mitchell with a hard chest pass to the left wing. Maddox looking underneath. That thinks better of it. And gives all the way to the right side. A whistle on the ball and a foul by Jade Grant. As Mosley had the ball in the far right corner just in front of the Pacers bench. It's Grant's first, team first of the second quarter. Mitchell and March check out for the Panthers. Drive baseline. Maddox a little short on it. Bounces off the near side of the rim. Rebounded by Michaela Ray. That's her 6th already. And the Pacers back with possession. Cheatham drives left. Gives to Taylor on the wing. Back top of the circle. Grant drives. Puts it up with her left and can't get the layup to fall. It's right in the hands of O'Connor, who dribbled once and picked up prematurely. Had some teammates come bail her out. And it ends up in the hands of Brooke Lewis, who hands to Mosley to reset the offense. Back to Lewis. 3-point shot from the left wing. Skips over the cylinder. Rebounded by Ray. Michaela Ray takes it all the way herself. Pulls from the top of the key. And Maddox leaps up for the block and reels it in defensively with 6 minutes left in the half to give it back to Ferrum. 23-22, a 1-point lead for the Panthers. Maddox cross-court pass to Self in the left corner. She drives baseline. Pulls up in the lane. Floaters off the mark, but she gets her own rebound at the top of the key and brings it back toward midcourt. Handed to Mosley, now to Maddox on the left side. Dribbles with her right. Back up top to Mosley. Maddox thinks about the 3 from the left wing. Gives inside to O'Connor. Pivot toward the basket. Banks it in from the left side, and it's 25-22. A 3-point Ferrum lead. Taylor hands to Cheatham for the Pacers on the other side from the left wing. And an air ball on the 3. Gives it back to the Panthers following a Maggie Self rebound. Self with the 3-point try from the left wing. This time Strong again off the back of the iron. Maddox leaps up for the rebound. Spins and banks it back in on the follow-up. That gives her 14. It's 27-22 as a timeout called by William Peace. Their first full timeout of the contest with just under 5 minutes until halftime. 4:57 on the clock. Panthers 27, Pacers 22. Take a quick break with them on the Pacers Sports Network. The Pacers and the Panthers break huddles. And William Peace with possession. Pass underneath, tipped up into the air, but Ray goes up for it. Bodied up as she came down to regain possession, but she lost her handle then, and it skips away out of bounds at the baseline. Possession back to Ferrum as Mosley enters the front court. Gives to Self on the left wing. Looked up toward the basket as maybe she would get a three, but gave it up. This time, Self with the three from the left corner. It rolls in and out, boarded by Ray, stolen by Maddox, who softly lays it back up and puts it in for two, 29-22. Maddox now with 16 points on 7 of 11 shooting. Taylor handling the ball for the Pacers, dribbles over to the right wing, lost it as she was trying to hand to Jade Grant, and it just drops out of bounds. Panthers ball now on the inbound pass on the far sideline. Mitchell dribbles to the three-point line, gives left side to Maddox, floated underneath. Maddox with a beautiful pass as March unable to get the layup to fall. Rebound goes down to Michaela Ray. That's her 9th of the day. Stolen. The outlet pass, Maddox hands underneath to Mitchell. Layup attempt off the front of the rim and rebounded. Here comes Taylor of the Pacers, looking right. Gives to Grant just inside the three-point line, and she will wisely slow things down and give back up top to Taylor to rerun the offense. Taylor lost her handle off the left hand. It's stolen by Maddox, wide open in the fast break. Up, banks it in for two, and Grant came from behind with body contact to commit the foul. A chance at a three-point play for Maddox. 18 points for Zarkia Maddox now. That was her 4th steal that led to that bucket. And the Panthers lead by 9. Maddox with a chance for a three-point play. Her lone free throw in this trip drops in, nothing but net. And the lead back to double figures for Ferrum. 3:32 and counting downward toward halftime here at the Herman Athletic Center. Taylor handling for the Pacers, gives to Cheatham on the left wing, who dribbles back to center court. They swing right side to the Pacers. Grant crosses from left to right, dials up a long two. It rattles in and out, tipped up in the air, and ultimately reeled in by Mitchell of the Panthers. She gives to the right block to March. No-look pass tried to the opposite block, but stolen by Grant. And the Pacers now back with it. Grant dribbling from left to right again. We'll ask Taylor to come forward and reset the offense. She gives back to Grant, dribbling left side. Grant loses her handle in the lane, and as she was bobbling, took a step too many, called for traveling. Another turnover for the Pacers, though it's just Grant's first. Gives it back to Ferrum, 32-22. Panthers lead here in Raleigh. 2:43 left in the first half. Alexis Mitchell picks up her dribble at the three-point line, fakes a pass underneath, goes left to Brooke Lewis, the senior. Handed to Maddox, top of the key it goes. Now underneath to March. Didn't have anything right away, so gave back to Mitchell on the right wing. Self with 5 on the shot clock, gives underneath. Pass Lewis to March on the left block, and she lays it up for 2. 34-22, a 12-point lead for the Panthers. 2:07 to play in the second quarter. Grant handling the ball at center court for the Pacers. Gives to Cheatham. A chest pass over to the left side. Ray steps back, tries the three, but it's well off the mark, off the right side of the backboard. Didn't hit rim. And on a rebound attempt, last touched by Ferrum, as it came straight down from the basket and off the thigh of Aaron March. And a quick meeting between the officials here, trying to figure out where the shot clock is. 1 minute, 53 seconds remaining in the second quarter as we have this pause in the action. And they will reset the shot clock. It'll be 10 seconds as the Pacers inbound. Grant overheads it in the field of play to Taylor. Almost has it stolen away by Maddox. Driving left side, gives to Ray. Drives baseline, does Ray, and draws the foul. That was Brooke Lewis on the contact. It's on the floor. just before Ray got to the rack. But it resets the shot clock to 30 seconds, and Grant delivers another inbound pass to Shania Taylor. Up top to Alyssa Gasparini. She drives right side, and a foul called this time on Self. That's her first personal, third team foul for Ferrum with 1:35 to play in the second quarter. They lead 34-22. Taylor dribbling at the top of the offensive set. Gives left side to Alyssa Gasparini, now handed to Jade Grant. Pump fake after the give left by Deja Cheatham, and she drives and spins it. Just enough English off the left side of the backboard to roll in the basket and bring it back within 10. 34-24. Cheatham with 9 points. Maddox pump fake, dribbles inside the three-point line on the other end for the Panthers. Misses long on the field goal attempt, but boarded by March. Second chance on the three. Self sends it long. And Lewis this time with the offensive rebound. Gives out to Self. The three-point shot attempt from the right wing rattles in. And it's 37-24, 45 seconds left in the half. Taylor for the Pacers. Zips a bounce pass to the left block to Michaela Ray. She's doubled, kicks out to Cheatham for three from the left corner, and it rattles in. 37-27, Deja Cheatham now with 12 points off of Michaela Ray's second assist of the day. Lewis for the Panthers has it at the left elbow. They give back up top to Mitchell. Chest pass to the right block to March. And centered back up to Self. She gives to Maddox, who picks up her dribble at the top of the circle. Left side, three-pointer. March sends it well over the basket, right into the arms of Grant. 4 on the shot clock, or on the game clock, rather. Shot clock turned off. Grant tries a pass from block to block underneath their basket, and it's knocked away. Last touched by Ferrum. 1.2 on the clock for a William Peace inbound pass. Grant overheads it to the three-point line. Ray puts it on the floor, drives, puts it up. And I didn't think she got it off in time, but there's a hip check before she went toward the basket. So it could be a situation where there's a foul before time expires and she didn't quite get the shot off as continuation, or was not in motion as the foul took place. And the basket counts is the ruling. Michaela Ray with a chance at a three-point play following the foul by Aaron March. And she'll shoot a free throw with zeros on the clock to finish the first half. Now the officials instructing the other 9 players on the floor to make their way to their respective benches. As Ray will look to complete the three-point play. The two makes it 37-29. Ray, a 67.5% free throw shooter with a chance to complete the three-point play. Buries it, nothing but net. And that'll bring us to the halftime. So a bit of a wacky ending to the second quarter. And we go into the break with the Ferrum Panthers ahead 37-30 on your William Peace University Pacers. At the end of the first half, stay with us here on the Pacers Sports Network. The men will play Methodist following this. That, of course, a makeup game, as we have a doubleheader here at the Herman Athletic Center for you this afternoon. 37-30, your halftime score. Ferrum Panthers ahead here in Raleigh. Second half about to start here at the Herman Athletic Center. Aaron Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. The Pacers in their final game of the season hosting the Ferrum Panthers. 37-30. Ferrum leads on the road here in Raleigh. As Zarkia Maddox leading the way with 19 points. She leads all scorers. Only Panther in double figures, but just a couple of points short of her season average. Just over 21 points per game on the 2017-2018 campaign. Pacers will begin with possession in the third quarter as they have the starters back out on the floor. Taylor operates the offense from the top of the circle. Gives to Deja Umstead now on the left baseline. One dribble from Michaela Ray, and she kicks out to Umstead, whose three-point shot misses off the front side of the rim, rebounded by Brooke Lewis. And back to the Panthers it goes. They're now shooting at the basket to my left as we've switched sides for the second half. Mitchell swings left side. Now they go underneath to Lewis. Back to the right wing. Mitchell, one dribble to Self. Bounced underneath. Lewis from the left block to the right. Aaron March receives it and banks it in for two. 39-30 the score as the Panthers lead in the third quarter. Quick pass to Jade Grant for the Pacers on the left baseline, and she drills the 15-footer. 39-32. Back to a 7-point Panthers lead. Just under 9 minutes to play in the third. Underneath on the left block, March goes up with it. It's blocked by Deja Cheatham, reeled in by Michaela Ray. Outlet pass goes to Umstead. She dribbles behind her back into the front court and kicks it up to the top of the circle to Ray, only to receive the handoff to reset the offense to Grant, driving right side. Finger roll layup, too strong. Bounces off the backboard over the rim, rebounded by Maddox. And the Panthers with it on the other end, but a pass stolen by Jade Grant. She nearly carried, dribbling very high. Can't get the right-handed layup to go, but it's boarded by Taylor, and possession pulled back in by the Pacers. Grant driving from the left wing this time, punched away by Maddox, and it bounces out of bounds on the far sideline to stop the clock at 8:06 in the third, 39-32. Panthers with the lead as Taylor sends in a quick inbound pass. Umstead drives left side, bounce pass out to Taylor, drills the three, nothing but net. 39-35, it's within 4 for the Pacers with 7:47 to go in the third. Inlet pass to Brooke Lewis, now to Self and back to Lewis on the left baseline for the Panthers. She drives underneath the basket, goes up top to Maddox, pass underneath, as March goes up for the layup attempt and is fouled pretty hard there by Michaela Ray. Ray's first is the team first for the Pacers in the third quarter. March's first free throw falls in to give her 11 points on the day, as she's 3 of 3 from the stripe. Second up and in as well as it rattles through. 41-35, now a 6-point Panthers lead, 7.5 left in the third. Umstead for William Peace, dribbles to the left wing, goes behind her back, had a screen on the right side. They get it to Ray, who dribbles center court through the lane. Good defense directly by Aaron March, but off the ball, Maddox comes in and swipes at it to commit the foul as Ray was going up to the basket. Ray will get another couple of free throws, where she's 1 for 2 on the day so far. The first drops right in, 41-36. Ray, in one game this season, went 18 of 18 from the charity stripe, as she misses the second there at a steady 50% on the day, 2 for 4 in 2 trips. 5-point deficit for the Pacers as the Panthers bring it up the floor. Self to Lewis on the right wing. Puts it on the floor once to the left and is bodied up by Umstead, who commits the personal foul. Gives Ferrum an inbound pass on that far sideline. Umstead already her third personal. The second team foul in the third quarter for the Pacers. So Umstead checks out. Alyssa Gasparini back into the contest. March hands off to Mitchell outside the three-point line. Self back to Mitchell, and they swing left side. Cheatham went after the pass, nearly had it stolen away, but unable to do so without committing a foul as Maddox received the pass for Ferrum. Cheatham's second personal foul is the third on the Pacers with 6:53 to play in the third. 41-36, Ferrum with the lead. Mitchell directing traffic from the top of the circle. Sends a pass right. Lewis to the right corner. Underneath now to March, who banks it in after one dribble, was wide open. Great look by the Ferrum offense as the Pacers go to Cheatham on the left wing for three. It rolls in and out, swatted away out of bounds on the rebound attempt. Last touched by Maddox. That stops the clock, 6:28 to play in the third. 43-36 the lead for Ferrum. Jade Grant to trigger it in for the Pacers. Gives on the left wing. Ray fakes the three, drives and has it swatted away by March. Reeled back in by Grant. Open from 15 feet on the right baseline, and it drops in to bring it back within 5. 43-38, Pacers trail with 6:10 to play in the third. Maddox heaves up a cross-court pass to Lewis on the left side. She drives, has it rejected by Michaela Ray as it's reeled in by Gasparini, and the Pacers regain possession. Taylor now with the ball, dribbling with her left toward the left side of the offense. Gets a screen right from Jade Grant at the three-point line. Hand off to Grant. Couple of dribbles inside. And a pass to Cheatham on the left wing. Overheads it underneath on the left block to Michaela Ray, and she swoops underneath March, the defender, spinning to the left and tossing up a shot that was no good, but a foul called after the whistle blown as March commits her third personal foul. That's the team's second on Ferrum here in the third quarter. Ray's first free throw, high arcing and drops in. She now has 11 points, 10 rebounds, another double-double for Michaela Ray. 5:38 to play. As Ray's second free throw rips the bottom of the net as well. That makes it a 43-40 ball game. Maddox receives the pass on the left wing. Underneath to March, out to Self from the wing. Rattles in the three on the right side. 46-40, now a 6-point lead for Ferrum with 5:18 left in the third. Shania Taylor with the first pass for the Pacers to the elbow. Ray gives to Grant, sets a screen. Grant from 17 feet buries it from the left side of the offense. And it's 46-42. Jade Grant now with 10 points, so the third Pacers player in double figures scoring. Self from the left wing, overhead pass underneath on the block. March pivots in the lane, a whistle blown as she lost her handle. And off the ball, Gasparini came in and swiped at it, smacking her on the arm. So it gives it back to Ferrum underneath their own basket as Maddox will send in the inbound pass for the Panthers. They go top of the left wing to March, floating a pass up top of the circle. Left side, Self again enters the lane with a pass to March. Couple of steps, and she banks it in from the right side of the basket to make it 48-42. 4:35 left in the third. Panthers with a lead by 6. Ray driving left side for the Pacers. Bodied up by March. Great defense to be straight up in the air, and Ray can't get the right-handed layup to fall from the left side of the basket. Maddox in transition for Ferrum. Tried to jump her way around Cheatham, who was going for to draw the charge. Misses the shot, and the Pacers get an easy 10-footer from Jade Grant on the other side, rolling in from the left wing. 48-44, 4:02 to play in the third. Maddox with a jab step, penetrates right, gives to Self on the wing, and now underneath on the baseline to Lewis. Driving baseline, kicks back around to Maddox on the left wing. Pump fake, one dribble, out to Self, the three, off the backside of the rim, and rebounded by March. So a second chance for the Panthers. Out to Maddox. 10-footer put up in the lane. It was blocked by Ray, but a little aggressive on the forehand as Ray went through the basketball and then smacked Maddox either on the shoulder or in the face, and that is enough to draw the whistle. 2 shots being rewarded to Maddox with 3 minutes, 43 seconds left in the third. It's 48-44. Maddox 19 points on 8 of 14 shooting. She's 2 for 3 from the stripe so far today. Sends up her first. And it hits nothing but net. 20 points for Maddox now. That makes it 49-44. Maddox a 66% free throw shooter, averaging 21 points and almost 9 rebounds per game for the Panthers. USA South Player of the Week most recently. Hits the tail end, and that hits the half-century mark for Ferrum. 50-44, inlet pass to Ray. Tries to get it up with her left from the block. O'Connor was there. The first miss, no good. Ray got her own rebound, went up a second try. And a foul committed as O'Connor commits the personal. That's her first, team third for Ferrum in the third quarter. Ray's first of 2 free throws, hits the first. And she now has 13 points, 12 rebounds after the offensive board to get the second chance, which led to this trip. Buries the second and brings it back within 4, 50-46, 3.5 minutes left in the third. Self-handling on the right side of the offense for the Panthers. To March, inside to Maddox, and a pass trying for O'Connor was smacked away and out of bounds. Last touched by Michaela Ray, the defender underneath the basket. Mosley to trigger it in for Ferrum. Looking underneath the hoop. Instead, has to go up top of the circle to Self. Chest pass to the right, Maddox. Knocked away by Grant and reeled in by Taylor. Pacers get the steal with 3:08 to play in the third, trailing by 4. Taylor dribbling to the right. Gives center court to Jade Grant. Spins it on her finger and hands to Gasparini, right side. Dish to Cheatham on the left. She drives, has it knocked away, but it's scrambled for and reeled in by Gasparini. Cheatham steps back behind the three-point line and puts it off the front of the rim. Mosley with the rebound at the elbow for Ferrum. Hands it backward to Maddox. And now Mosley finds herself wide open in the front court. Elects not to take the three from the left wing. As Jade Grant, her defender, recovers. They give to March at the top of the key, right wing. Maddox sends it all the way to the other side of the floor. Self, pump fake on the three, drives, puts up the floater, and it skips over the rim. Rebounded by Gasparini. And the Pacers regain it with an outlet pass to Taylor on the far sideline. Timeout called by William Peace. Coach Brandy Smith wants to recollect after what was not a great defensive set, but they came away unscathed, did the Pacers. 50-46 is the score. Ferrum Panthers on top of the William Peace Pacers with 2 minutes, 12 seconds left in the third. It's a full timeout, so we'll take a quick break as well on the Pacers Sports Network. Four-point deficit for the Pacers as they'll send in an inbound pass at their own hoop. As Grant gives to Taylor, they set up the offense. Taylor a pass to the right to Alyssa Gasparini, seeing a lot of time with Umstead in foul trouble. She penetrates right. Cheatham for three after the give to the wing. Misses off the back side of the iron. High rebound obtained by Maddox, and it's back to Ferrum with 1:50 to play in the third quarter. Maddox on the right wing, goes to Mosley. Open for three, but elects not to take it on the left side. Gives to Self, back to Maddox on the right. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ferrum using up a lot of clock on their possessions. Pass to the right baseline. O'Connor floats it underneath to the opposite block, and March catches and banks it in for two. 52-46. Patience paying off for the Panthers in that possession. 1:22 left in the third. Grant for the Pacers gives to Gasparini on the left side. Now top of the circle. Cheatham, entry pass on the right block. Michaela Ray spins and goes up for it, but another block by O'Connor. Her outlet pass stolen, and Grant lays it in for two from the left side. 52-48, it's within four for William Peace with 1 minute left in the third. Mosley for Ferrum. Gives a chest pass to the right side. Maddox up top of the key. O'Connor, and underneath cutting was March. Way too easy on the two-point basket for Ferrum. 54-48. 40 seconds left in the quarter. As the Pacers, with another offensive set, go to Grant on the right side. She gets a screen high from Michaela Ray, puts up the 15-footer, and it rolls in. 54-50, 25 seconds left in the third. Mosley crosses midcourt and a whistle blown. And the officials making sure the shot clock is turned off, so the clock stops at 24.9 seconds and will resume with Ferrum's possession. Inbound to Mosley. She immediately goes with a pass to the right side to Self. Back up top, Mosley, 16 on the clock. Shot clock turned off. Self, right wing, and then to March on the right corner. Mosley at the top of the key, out to Self. Pump fake on the three, dribbles in and puts up the floater. Air balls, but it's right into the hands of Maddox, who gets the follow-up lay-in. And Taylor, as time expires for the third, heaves it up from past midcourt to put it short of the rim. And with 10 minutes of basketball left, this one has gotten intriguingly close. 56-50, Ferrum with the lead here at William Peace University. Pacers trail by 6, fourth quarter coming up on the Pacers Sports Network. Pacers down by just 6 entering the fourth quarter here at the Herman Athletic Center. 56-50. Ferrum College with the lead. Ferrum 13-2 in conference play. And the Pacers looking to play spoiler, knocked out of playoff contention with the close loss to Meredith earlier in the week. Self for three after the Panthers work it around the perimeter. Buries it nothing but net. And it's back to a 9-point lead for Ferrum. 59-50, 9.5 minutes to play. Taylor picks up her dribble prematurely, bailed out on the left side by Grant. Drives, hands off to Michaela Ray. Long on the two-point shot attempt as it skips over and off the far side of the rim. Rebounded by Aaron March. She now has 12 boards, 20 points for her. So an impressive line for the Panthers senior out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. Self gives it to March at the top of the key, and cutting on the baseline is Maddox. Receives the pass and banks it in for two. 61-50. An 11-point lead for Ferrum. And a 5-0 run to begin the fourth quarter. Taylor hands to Grant with 8:45 to play. Grant dribbles inside the three-point circle, puts up the 16-footer, and it's off the near side of the cylinder, rebounded by Maddox. Maddox with it on the right wing for Ferrum on the other end of the floor. Swung to the left side from Mosley to Self. Top of the key. March now underneath is O'Connor cutting baseline. Had the open look, but good recovery on defense by Ray to force the miss. O'Connor gets her own rebound, and they go back out to Maddox on the right wing to Mosley. Back to Maddox. Fakes right, driving left. Jump stop at the top of the key. Dumps it underneath to March, but it's swatted away, knocked out of bounds. March was the last one to touch it as she tried to regain it. So the possession will go back to the Pacers with 8 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 61-50, Ferrum leads. Umstead and Taylor bring it up the floor for the Pacers. Give left, Grant dribbles through her legs at the top of the circle and passes to Ray on the left wing. She drives right side of the lane and bounces between defenders like a pinball on her way up to the basket. Ray will get a couple of free throws following the foul by Mosley. That's her first personal, first team of the fourth quarter for Ferrum. As Ray, 6 of 8 from the stripe so far today, sends up her first. And it bounces off the left side of the rim and out. 7 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. Pacers trail by 11, make it 10 as Ray buries her second. 61-51, Ferrum ahead at the Herm. Mosley into the front court for the Panthers. Gives left side. And a pass to the elbow, stolen away by Grant. Transition for the Pacers. She lays it up with her left, and it just rolls off the front of the rim. Maddox with the rebound. That's her 9th. And the Panthers back with possession to Mosley. Swung around. Lewis from the right side. Check that. It's Self again for 3. Nothing but net. As Lewis and Mitchell will check into the contest as they have a seat at midcourt for Ferrum. 64-51, 13-point lead for Ferrum. That matches their largest of the day. Jade Grant with a pump fake and a dribble to the left. Hits the 2-point jumper from the baseline to make it 64-53. 6:55 left in the game. Maddox on the right wing. Catches a pass, dribbles backward to survey the offense. Panthers swing left side. Self in the corner, gives up top to Aaron March. Now to Mosley again, just 5 on the shot clock. Panthers not really making a move for it. Pass to the right side, intercepted. It's Jade Grant again. She gives the outlet to Umstead. Driving left side, spins and puts it up underneath the basket. Lays it in underhanded off the bottom of the rim. So no good on the layup attempt, but Umstead draws contact and the foul to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Clock stops, 6:25 left in the fourth. An 11-point lead for the Panthers, 64-53. Now 54 for the Pacers as Umstead hits her first free throw and her first trip to the stripe today. O'Connor out for Ferrum. She'll have a seat. Second free throw funnels in as well for Umstead, and that brings it back to single digits. A 9-point lead for Ferrum. And a timeout called by William Peace, a 30-second. So I mentioned the substitutions for Ferrum. Brooke Lewis and Jalexis Mitchell back into the contest. Both started the game and have played a lot of minutes for Ferrum. Jesse O'Connor and Kelsey Mosley exit for the time being as part of that second unit for Coach Brian Harvey and the Panthers. March and Mitchell will bring it up the floor for Ferrum exiting the timeout. Pacers 5 on the floor defensively. Cheatham trying to intercept a pass on the right wing. Ferrum goes right block underneath to March, and an offensive foul. She lowered her shoulder and knocked Michaela Ray straight to the ground. To turn it over and give it back to the Pacers. That's her fourth personal, third turnover on the day for March, and what has otherwise been a very impressive performance. She's got 20 points on 8 of 11 shooting and 12 rebounds. Umstead across the timeline for the Pacers, a bounce to the left and into the hands of Jaza Cheatham. Pass left, ends up in Grant's hands. Grant overheads it, looking for Ray, but it's overthrown. It has to be saved from going out of bounds by Maddox. The ball ends up over toward the left wing and a scramble for it. Both Lewis and Grant dove onto the floor. And as it rolls out of bounds, it was last touched by Brooke Lewis of Ferrum. So possession goes back to the Pacers. 6 seconds displayed on the shot clock, but I don't know if Ferrum ever had full possession to reset it. The ruling is that they did not. 6 on the shot clock. Grant from the left corner bounces it inside to Ray, who has it swatted away. March records the block, and it goes out of bounds at the baseline. Just 1 second on the shot clock for the Pacers. Grant to trigger it in. Overheads to Umstead. Outside the three-point line, she tried to dribble once, but clearly not enough time for that. Buzzer sounds before she can get the three-point shot away. And it turns it back over to Ferrum. That's actually the first team turnover by William Peace today. They have 12 total. Ferrum working it around the perimeter. 5:25 left to play. 64-55 the Pacers deficit. To March on the right block. She puts it on the floor. Back outside to Maddox. Fakes right. Goes left to Shell. Now on the block is Lewis. The little hook as she was falling away is off the backboard. Rebounded by Ray, but the pass ahead overthrown, and Taylor can't quite chase it down before it reaches the opposite baseline. Possession goes back to Ferrum with 5 minutes left. And still a 9-point lead for the visiting Panthers. Maddox to the left elbow. March back outside. Mitchell swings to Maddox and a dribble to the right, but staying along the perimeter. They swing to March, right corner. Ball on the floor, back out to Self, whose three-point heave is off the front side of the rim. Just 4 on the shot clock when she put that up. Ferrum wasting a lot of time on those possessions. Rebounded by Ray, forwarded to Grant, and she's fouled on the layup attempt by Self. And 2 shots on the way for Jade Grant, who's only been to the line for 1 shot so far. It was to complete a three-point play. She was successful in that try. Self commits her second personal as Grant quickly sends up the first of 2 free throws and buries it nothing but net. Grant, a very streaky shooter, both from the field and at the free throw line, at 56% from the stripe as her second of 2 rolls in and out, boarded by Ferrum. And the Panthers bring it back up the floor. Mitchell swings left side to Brooke Lewis. And to the top of the key, Maddox now defended one-on-one by Ray. Goes straight up. Ray, great defense to force the miss, but Maddox with her own rebound and banks it in from the left side with a whistle. A hoop and some harm as Maddox with a chance for a three-point play. Michaela Ray commits her third personal. It's the first team foul of the fourth quarter for the Pacers. Maddox now up to 27 points. Notched her 10th rebound earlier. Buries the free throw, so now 28 points, which is what she averaged in 3 games last week, while reeling in Player of the Week honors for the conference. 67-56 lead for Ferrum. William Peace working it around the perimeter with 4 minutes left in the game. Grant at the top of the circle, fakes a pass underneath, drives and spins, kicks right side. Cheatham with the long two from the right baseline. Nothing but net, and it's back to 9, the lead for Ferrum. 67-58. 3 minutes, 40 seconds and counting downward left in this contest. Maddox from the top of the key gives to Lewis on the right wing. Wide open for the three, and she hits it. 70-58 as Ferrum shooting very successfully from outside the arc. Umstead loses her handle for the Pacers, making her way into the front court. Lewis, her first points of the day on the three-point shot. Right around 40% from three for the Panthers on the game. Lewis picks up her dribble on the left wing, and Ferrum goes to the top of the key. Maddox, doubled by Taylor and Ray, weaves a pass underneath to the left side to March, who banks it in for two. Under 3 minutes to go now. 72-58 is the largest lead of the day for Ferrum at 14 points. Grant dribbles inside the three-point line, misses off the front of the rim. Rebound goes to Michaela Ray, who steps back and takes a long two from the left baseline. It sails over the rim and is rebounded by Ferrum. Self on the right wing catches a pass to enter the front court for the Panthers. Now left side, Lewis bounces underneath to Maddox. She dribbles through the lane, kicks out to Self, but a whistle before. And a foul called against Shania Taylor, the off-ball defender. Waved her hand in there and forced contact. Inbound pass will be thrown in by Mitchell for Ferrum from underneath their own basket. To Self at the top of the circle, immediately given left to Lewis. And back to Mitchell. Top of the key, Maddox swings it out and left side. Lewis puts it on the floor. She's defended by Cheatham. Hand off to Maddox. 14 on the shot clock. They give to Self on the right wing. Picks up her dribble at the midcourt logo. Has to be bailed out by Mitchell on the right side. Chest pass to the right wing. Self with a touch pass underneath, trying for March. It's stolen by Ray. Pacers with numbers. Ray in the lane. Bounces to the left side. Baseline jumper. Nothing but net. Jade Grant gets it to go for two, and it's within 12. 1:45 left in the game. 72-60 Ferrum lead. Lewis catches on the right corner, gives underneath to March, and cutting wide open is Maddox, who floats it in for two. She's now hit 30 points on the day. On 12 of 19 shooting, a timeout called by William Peace with a minute and 31 seconds to play. Pacers trail as Ferrum holds a 74-60 lead here at the Herm. And has really come on strong down the stretch to secure what looks as if it will be their 14th conference victory of the season. And will end the Pacers in disappointing fashion. But crazier things have happened. A 14-point deficit in 91 seconds of play. It's not a guaranteed loss. Exiting the timeout, all five starters back on the floor for the Pacers. Taylor catches the inbound pass and gives to Grant on the right side. She dribbles inside the three-point line, sends up the long two. And it scrapes the front of the rim and falls straight downward into the hands of Mitchell for the rebound. Forward to Self. The three-point shot attempt quickly put up from the left wing, and it rattles out, rebounded by the Pacers. Umstead with it. Gives to Grant in the left corner. Again, a long two by Grant. Swish on that one. 74-64. 62 rather, the total for the Pacers. 24 points for Jade Grant as she leads the way for William Peace. 45 seconds left on the clock. 14 on the shot clock. Maddox dribbling at the midcourt logo. Defended one-on-one by Ray. Pull-up jumper from 15 on the elbow. Rattles in. And it's 76-62, 30 seconds left. Pacers with it as they cross the timeline. Grant catches at the top of the circle. Overheads a pass underneath intended for Ray, stolen by Maddox, and the Panthers with numbers in transition. Step inside the lane. Maddox dumps it in for two. And it's 78-62. 16 points, the largest lead of the day for Ferrum. And with 10 seconds left, the Pacers will dribble it out. And the largest lead of the day for the Panthers will be the final lead of the day. But Cheatham going to get a chance for three on senior day. At the buzzer, couldn't hit it as it falls short of the rim, and the Pacers fall short in this one. Ferrum with a 78-62 win. And what is the final game of the season for William Peace? Zarkia Maddox, the senior for the Panthers. Incredibly impressive. 34 points, 11 rebounds, 14 of 21 shooting. She averaged 28 points per game in 3 contests last week. That got her USA South Conference Player of the Week honors. Aaron March for the Panthers also 22 points, 13 rebounds, 9 of 12 from the field. Very efficient day out of her. And Self on 5 of 13 three-pointers had 15 points, 4 rebounds to go with that. Others on the board for Ferrum, Brooke Lewis with 3. It's Alexis Mitchell and Jesse O'Connor with 2 points apiece. So very top-heavy scoring distribution for Ferrum. For the Pacers, on 50% shooting from the field, Jade Grant, perhaps her best game of the season. 24 points, 8 steals, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Not a bad line from top to bottom. Deja Cheatham on her senior day, going out in style. 14 points, hit a couple of threes, an impressive day from her. Michaela Ray, 14 points, 15 rebounds, yet another double-double, though she struggled shooting from the field, 4 of 15. And then rounding out the scoring for the Pacers, the other 2 starters, Shania Taylor, 3 of 4 shooting, got her 8 points, and then Deja Umstead, 2 points on the day. Alyssa Gasparini also saw time and contributed in other ways. A couple of rebounds for Gasparini. The final score, Ferrum College 78, William Peace 62. That'll do it for your women's basketball season here on the Pacers Sports Network. They finished the season not quite how they would have liked to have finished, but a handful of conference victories and a lot of progress made in Brandy Smith's second year at the helm as head coach of William Peace. Coming up on the other side, we're going to reset the clock, it looks like, to about 40 minutes prior to the men's action getting underway. Methodist University is in town as the Pacers men's basketball team looks to round out its regular season. This isn't the final home game, but just a couple remaining. This one and then one to be played on next Thursday. Methodist at William Peace men's basketball action coming up in just a bit. Thanks for joining us on the Pacers Sports Network.